One, two, three.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jump Seat Podcast. Hope you're all having a great day today. I had a great day yesterday. Celebrated a friend's sobriety, 2 years of sobriety. And that was what a pleasure because it was amazing to see somebody, I don't know, just conquer that battle or I don't know, just achieve such an amazing goal like that. It's inspiring, and I'm just grateful to have a friend like her, and kind of been something I want to really kind of talk about because there's been issues with me when it comes around alcohol that has made it really hard for me to be sober. And I've been there, and I've given myself a whole year and stuff like that. But there's so much talk around it that either you're an alcoholic and you're like this hardcore, just really bad, it's going to be a problem in the rest of your life, you're doomed, to this other extreme where it's just like, oh, okay, I drink occasionally, but like it isn't a problem. However, there are times where it becomes a problem, and like, where is the fine line within all of that? And I've talked about it before with another flight attendant on my podcast, but on an earlier episode, I could try to put it in the link in here, but not a lot of people talk about the issues with alcohol when it comes to those who are not struggling with it, because there's people who are really hardcore, you know, serious issues with it, and I've dealt with them, and I've had multiple friends in my life who have that as a struggle, and they literally cannot have a drink because it'll cycle them into this whole big psychosis. To me, it's never really been that bad. However, it's like almost unheard of to try to talk about, because it's like, oh, you can't say that you have a problem with alcohol unless you're that, unless you're that bad off with it. And it's like, I don't think that's very true and accurate, because I'm like, I dealt with it for a while and I just pushed it under the rug as if like, oh, I don't have an issue, I don't have a problem, I don't have a problem. However, when I started seeing it show up in my life, to the bottle at night, or these little minis that I grabbed from the airplane, and it's just crazy because I gave myself a challenge and was able to step out of that and not have it become an issue. However, it was an issue, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something to just negate and say like, oh no, that was just me then. Like, no, it was a part of me. It was a part of me that struggled really hard with alcohol, that struggled with drugs and some forms of addiction. And there's so many different levels to that, I think, and avenues and addictions in general, of different types of addictions. Some people say that they're healthy for you when it comes to like fitness or whatever it may be, like, and things like that. But also with food, like, it could be in indulging in sweets or sugars, and that's one of my biggest issues too. So like, whenever I'm not in one addiction, I'm in another addiction. And so there's been so many topics and talks about these things, but so I don't really want to dive into the science behind it all and everything. Like, you can go look that up online. However, I just want to share my really full, raw, authentic experience with it all, and my experiences with addictions, and some things that I feel worth talking about and communicating with other people, and want to hear other people's thoughts and opinions on the topic, because it's not really widely talked about when it comes to kind of like on the fence. Like, you're not too addicted to something, but you're addicted enough that it's still affecting your life over here. So I don't know, I'm just curious to hear what other people here have to have their thoughts on that, because it's like a fine line in that, right? Some people talk about it, some people don't. Some people are embarrassed, and some people are just like me, I'm very out there and just open with it all. And sometimes it's a little hard to talk to people about it. On the Jump Seat, it's kind of nice because, like, again, it's a place where all of us can just talk about anything and everything without judgment. And I get to talk to flight attendants all day about it, but never really just the general public. So I don't know. One of the addictions that I can kind of label some of mine right now is, like, it used to be alcohol. Like, that was a big thing that I feel like I conquered and overcame. And so, like, to have my friend go through that 2 year sorority is just golden to me, because I'm just so proud of her. And whether it was just a choice or it was like something that was detrimental to be done, it was either way, it didn't matter. It's just like the fact that you've done that is a big celebration in itself. I gave myself a year once, and I am so proud of that year. And I just, after that year, I never really had an issue with it anymore. I kind of felt like I dealt with all the little demons I had around it. And I wouldn't say like it's just like 100% like, oh my God, like I don't want to have alcohol sometimes, when things get really hard, like, yeah, I still think it's a problem, something I want to dabble in. However, I feel myself, stronger on the other side of it and have faced it. And I don't know, I don't believe, for me anyways, that once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I don't know, there's to each their own, right? Like I don't want to come out there and share that and share false information to someone else's like, own experience, but that's my experience, and I don't want to negate my own experience just because someone over here is different. Like we're all going through our own battles, and I don't want to negate someone else's battle in that. Like that's valid, and it's I don't know what someone's going through. I don't know what everyone's going through in their life. Like we have a whole universe within ourselves that are these traumas and things that we layer up to get us to the point where we are in our lives. So to sit there and judge it and it's not accurate to me. I don't want to subscribe to that. Like I don't judge other people in those scenarios because I've been there myself, and maybe not to the full extent. And that's the thing. Like who am I to judge and tell somebody how they should feel and think about their situations and that. But anyways, back to me, like in areas that I also struggle in is some other addictions. Like I dabble in a lot of chocolate is one of the biggest things. Whenever I'm stressed, I also go to porn, and I go to things that just feel like this happy hype in the moment. Like it's just this, the what is it? The adrenaline rush, the dopamine high, right? Like I think sometimes I used to jump into keeping myself busy, and those are forms of like, I feel like addictions that like get in the way of like getting what you need to be done and doing in life to feel fulfilled. I feel like gets in the way of you facing you. Like every time I feel like myself going to porn and trying to get this quick sensation belt and then like done with, I find myself like questioning it. Like as soon as I start doing that and I'm just like, feel like I'm avoiding something, I could tell I'm avoiding something when I'm doing it because I'm avoiding something, is when I kind of step back and just kind of read the room for a minute and just say, okay, wait, why am I doing this? And then give myself like these little breath works within those moments and say, like, what is it that I'm not wanting to face right now? Oh, okay, well, there's lies the issue. And then I'll look at it in my head and understand, like, okay, this is me avoiding wanting to take out the trash. I don't know, some type of like, I'm trying to think of a better example, but in moments like that, it's things like, okay, well, I don't want to face something with my spouse, or I don't want to face something with my best friend that I've been avoiding for a month, Um, and it's really not wanting to face myself. So learning to face myself is like saying, find the love and compassion for myself in those scenarios and situations. Don't be upset or be mad at yourself, because that's just what keeps the cycle going. You have to learn to like rewire your brain and say, okay, stop this for a second. What am I doing? It's not wrong. It's just, can we do this better? And taking responsibilities for your actions. I think that's part of that. At least that is what it feels like for me anyways. So I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on all of that. I don't want to go too far into this because I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on addictions, on, I don't know, alcoholism. It's flight attendance is something that we struggle with for, I see a lot of us, struggling with, but also I've seen overcome in the industry. And like, just also, I don't know, I'm very proud of myself for the things that I've grown through and no longer have issues with anymore. I just feel like this sense of empowerment when I stepped within myself and taken responsibility of things, and no longer just tying myself to the identity of, oh, that's just what I'm going to be. I learned to just kind of step out of that and say, no, that's not. Like, that's really what I'm going to keep telling myself. That's the story I'm going to play over and over and over again. Like, enough is enough. And that's when I'm trying to cycle out of that now. And now I'm into this space where I'm just like, I'm grounded. I'm more, I don't want to say the word awake. I'm just more just like involved into just more of a, evolved self, I guess, and I want to continue doing that in every area of my life. Whenever something starts becoming a problem, I want to be able to admit it and also see it and recognize it. And that's not an easy thing to do. I think it's really hard because it's like if you're not in a strong state physically, mentally, or even spiritually, it's like it can be hard to kind of see the good in it, right? Because when you're down, it's this like feeling you're getting kicked while being down. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to breathe here and I'm got a bag over my head. It's like that's not okay. So you have to learn to take the bag off, take a few deep breaths, and then, build yourself back up. And who's going to do that? No one, just you. And you have to remind yourself that like you have you at the end of the day. And if you don't love you and you're not finding the best you within yourself, then what are you doing? You're looking for validation in other people, and that's never going to satisfy you. Um, you may get aspects and little things here and there from people. Like the best thing to do is get the support from the people, but don't get them to do certain work for you that you only you can do. So I don't know, those are just some things that I've come to terms with, but I would love to hear your feedback on all of that. Just I don't know, we'll see where this goes. But if you travel a lot too, I mean, you're busy, you have a crazy job. I mean, I think a lot of these addictions and the situations become harder to deal with whenever you're just always on the go. And, do you give yourself enough time to rest and face yourself and face scenarios in your life, whether it be other people in your life who maybe mirror you? That's another thing too. But yeah, I don't know. That's it for now. I just want to say thank you guys again so much for watching. Hope you all have an amazing day and have a great weekend. I'm going to go see the Lady Gaga concert tonight, so I'm excited here in Fort Worth. It's kind of fun that she's coming to Fort Worth out of all places. But yeah, I don't really like concerts, to be honest. But I don't know, I'm meeting a new person, a new friend, so we'll see how that goes. And that will be fun. I'm going to go out again tonight and I don't know, just make some connections and have fun and just be me and just find a dandy, I don't know. Anyways, that's it for now. Love you all. Have a great weekend. Love, peace, and unity.